What's going on? What's going on? You know, I had not. You know what? Dang it! Did I do what I think I just did? Oh well. I hadn't planned on doing this, but it's time to change these strings, and that's what I'm doing. Just hanging out, and if somebody wants to join and hang out with me while I change strings, cool. Something is amiss here. Something is amiss here. What did I do? I am bugging, man. There we go. If you're watching, man, let me know where you're watching from. Let me know where you're watching from. I should do this again, too. What's up, Cedric Brown? For those who are curious, I use Dunlop strings. I've been using Dunlop strings since 2007. I'm taking the hybrid nickels off because they're about dead at this point. The humidity down here really does. I ordered some more, so they're on their way. Also, hey, let me know. Watch this, man. Watch this. Look at these new. Come on, man. Leave a comment. Let me know if you like how I set up the new scenes. If it's popping. Let me know what you think. Malaysia in the house. What up? So I wanted to, I really wanted to make a, how to change your strings video. But I'm like, so many other people do that so much better than I do. They do it so much better than I do. I'm just not that technical. I've been changing strings like this for decades now. On my lap, and most of the time I'll set my own bass up. If something like really gets goofy, then I'll bring it to somebody. But and that somebody is Benjamin Strange here in New Orleans. But I've heard of String Joy. I had a homie back in the Bay Area that really rocked with them. You see these things right here? For those who don't know, whew, buddy. When I was married, back in the dark ages, when I was married, my wife stepped on one of them things. That might have been what led to the. Let me stop what I'm talking about right now. I hope she's doing well. I also don't use, I don't really use the string winder. I have one, but I don't really use it. Like talking about it. But yeah, these suckers got. Oh, I gotta let y'all know. What kind of bass? I got a bass coming in the summer. I have a new bass coming in the summer. What do you think it is? I got a new bass coming in the summer. What do you think it is? You think it's a 4-string, 5-string? What do you think it is? I just put flats on my Mustang yesterday. Diodario Chromes. I've heard good things about those. Oh, you don't like the feel? Interesting. Tell me more about that. I mean, like I said, I've been on these Dunlops for a long time now. You guys gotta let me know if you like the new scenes. You like the new scenes? Boy, I'm kind of proud of myself with the new scenes. So you gotta let me know how you feeling. Also, I'm pretty excited. I just registered for Vid Summit coming up in October. For those who don't know, Vid Summit is like the largest YouTuber conference. But I have to be honest. I am really shy, believe it or not. Believe it or not. And so I'm going alone. You know, when I'd go to NAM, and I was living in California at the time, you know, I'd have homies that want to drive together and, you know, go halvesies on the hotel and all of that. But this is something I am doing all by myself. And I'm sort of like, are you nuts? Are you nuts? And then I'm like, it's like going to prom. I didn't want to go to the prom. And my mother said to me, she said, my mom, whenever she was serious, she'd be like, "Now, Ted." And she said, "Now, Ted." Something about when a parent goes now, when they start the sentence off with now. She said, "Now, Ted, if you don't go to prom, you'll regret it for the rest of your life." And she was right. That's one of my fondest memories. They feel kind of sticky. I have fender flats on my P bass, and they're really slick and smooth. Yeah, I feel that. On my P bass, I have some GHS flat wounds that I've had on there for a very long time, and I enjoy it. You know, I like those. They were really sticky feeling at first. And aside from playing upright, you know, electric bass flat wounds just wasn't really a thing. But what kind of music are you playing? Some blues, some funk, some Americana. Normally it would not take me this long to change strings, but I'm rapping with y'all, so you know. Who else is out there? Jim Strain. I changed the strings on my Ibanez 2 days ago after church. What did you put on them? Monroe Kelso, thank you. I like the different views. It adds a nice jazz Latin. Oh yeah. That's what's up. I like the different views. It adds a nice view to your left hand. Do you like? Yeah, I'm typically playing round wound strings. Come on out of there. Now I asked y'all a question before. Do y'all know what kind of bass I'm getting in the summer? What do you think it is? I'll tell you. I kind of just gave you a hint, too. All right, here we go. I'm telling you, I'm not the tidiest fellow in the world. I'll be honest with you. So when I'm changing strings, I want to make sure like those little ends are like rattlesnakes, man. I be wanting to know exactly where they at. You know what I mean? Because I do not. Oh, the String Joy Rangers. Gotcha. How you like the Ultra Jazz, Cedric? Ooh, I almost bought a Squire PJ about a week or so ago. I'm glad I didn't, but that sucker was nice. I played one Squire PJ back in the day, like in 2014, and this thing was really absolutely amazing. Dare I say, perfect for what it was. Come on. Don't act like that. Get on there. I am not getting an upright. My upright days are over. Sire 5-string fretless. I didn't even know they had a 5-string fretless. I didn't know if Sire had a 5-string fretless. I'm telling y'all, this might be the most ghetto way. Ghetto is not the word I want to use. It's just the word that came out of my mouth. I know folks be fancy with they they have a nice little bench and all that. I don't have a nice little bench and tools and all that. I just got old school. Old school. I've been changing strings on my lap since I was 14. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. You know. Y'all got to come check me out tomorrow night, too. I was going to do a live stream tonight, but I have to... I promised a friend that I would go check out her show tonight, so I am going to go live tomorrow night. We're going to talk about the thumb and different ways that I go about not only approaching the thumb. I am not getting a Dingwall 5. But let me tell you a funny little story about Dingwall. You talk about regrets. So back in the day, let's say about 2017, 2018, my guy from Dark Glass had a spot not far from where I lived. And my man asked me to do some videos, and I was just kind of going through some things at the time. I just wasn't in the headspace to do that. And I didn't think I was the right guy to make that content. But the payment for doing that was a Dingwall bass. It was a Dingwall bass. And I was the dingbat that told one of the homies, I said, man, let him do it. And sure enough, they gave him that Dingwall bass that I could have got. I am getting an Altilier Z. Is that how you pronounce it? Altilier Z? I have it ordered already. Built for me. Altilier Z. Ugh, now this fifth string be giving me the blues. But we're going to do it. We're going to cut that. We're going to cut that bad boy about right there. What I say about these? What did I tell you about these? Gotta make sure you don't. Gotta make sure that you don't lose them in your foot. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. K-Funk, Conspiracy Beats. Which Dunlops are you using? Which Dunlop strings are you using? I'm currently putting on the nickels, but when I get this order of the hybrid nickels, have I heard about the new dark? Yes, I have. And I need to have a conversation with my buddy over there and see if I can't get my hands on one to demo. We'll see. We'll see. I got some friends over at Dark Glass. I'm very interested in what that's all about. Very, 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 very interested. B string, fighting with me. Don't fight with me. Don't fight with me. Okay. There we go. There we go. I'm not even going to use a pedal tuner. Oh, you use the light gauge nickel valve? All right, y'all, hang on one second. I'm gonna use my new tuner. Hold on a second. I'm a-coming. Gotta put some headphones on. Gotta put some headphones on, yo. Which one of you guys is in the southern states? Who's in the southern states right now? We are currently experiencing Jazz Fest down here in the Big Easy. Holy moly. You act like I'd never put on a pair of headphones before, which I absolutely loathe. These things, like, they never feel right. Oh well. Oh well, we do what we must. I think this would be a good time, now that I have this fresh set of strings on, what I'm going to do is, Leslie Wells, you in Louisiana? You in Louisiana? You in my state? What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull out this whole, the chord tuner. Did y'all see that? Did y'all see that just now? It's crazy. That's crazy. And I'm going to compare it with the pedal tuner. I have not charged. So some people were talking about, it's interesting. It's very, very interesting when you say, like, the bigger this channel gets, the more interesting comments I get, or like if a video gets like a lot of views or whatever. Gabe Silva, what up? If you know, like, so I did the review of this tuner, and a couple of people were like, if I gotta charge it, and blah, 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 which is fine. I get it. And I would be kind of skeptical about having to charge a tuner as well. I charged it once, the recommended hour charging. The tuner's not going to stay on. You know, it's supposedly have like 8 hours of charge from 8 hours of charge, 8 hours of use from one charge. When is your tuner ever going to be on for 8 hours? It ain't. So my whole point is that I have not charged it. I am currently using, the strings on here at the moment are the Dunlop nickels. Excuse me. So let's do this. I didn't plan on doing any of this today, and that's why I'm on here looking like a complete crazy person. But I like hanging out with y'all, man. I really do. I'm just using the headstocks. Well, you know what? Okay, so I got the pedal tuner on. I got this on, and I'm just checking the accuracy. Woo. Oh, you guys can't hear the bass because, like, also the bass is, I guess you have to do a crazy thing, like plug it in or something, right? I know this is so exciting watching me tune. The selling point for me with the Korg tuner though was definitely was definitely whether or not it would pick up that low B string. Because the B string is just insane to tune. And I will be honest, it's time for this bass to have a real proper setup. I was talking to my homie Thomas McDonald a few days ago, and what is going on here? And we were talking about his basses, like they're wrenches, you know. This bass is it's a pretty bass for sure, but it is also a wrench. Woo. Any thought on exposed core strings? Dude, I don't even know what that is. Oh, you know what? Houston, we have a problem. Either we have a bad cable, a battery that's dying. We got bigger problems. You're seeing it live, folks. You're seeing it live, folks. Houston, we have ourselves a problem. This is one of my working man's instruments. I need for this thing to work. What's up, please? Maybe it's just, we're going to stretch these out a little bit. I mean, stretching. What's, excuse me, what's interesting is that I've had the, hybrid nickels on here for so long that these feel a little bit different. Might be time for this bass to go to the doctor. Might be time for this to go to the doctor. Do you have a passive? Yeah, I do. So that's passive right there. Active. Yeah, let's see something here. Let's go on and go to the doctor right quick. We're live. Hey, you guys remember that rapper that was on that television show in Florida? I think it was Florida. And the person asked him to rap live and he couldn't do it. And it was, I felt bad for the guy, but that was hilarious. He was like, "Oh, we live," and she's like, "Uh huh." Hey, Fleece, if you're still in here, check out the new scenes, homie. Look at this, huh? Little animation going on. What do you think? What do you think? Your boy been over here working, man. Working day and night. Let's see what's going on in here. We're going to do the tried and true test of a battery. You know what that is. Ooh. I'm a glutton for punishment. That battery's good. That battery is good. Let me tell you. If you were born in 1960 something, I was born in 1970. Y'all know about that. Like the Millie Boys lip singing. You know what? I saw the is it biopic or biopic on Milli Vanilli, and I wound up having like a whole new respect for those guys, and I'll tell you why. They wanted, excuse me, they wanted to sing. They wanted to try to do their own thing, and if you think about being like a broke kid, and you basically make a deal with the devil. And they give you, you got all this money and then all this fame out of nowhere. I think a lot of people given the chance would do the same thing. I would have. Ain't no need me lying. I would have. Ain't no need me lying. I would have done it. At that age, I'd have done it. Yeah, I remember putting batteries in the freezer. You old. You are old. I'm calling you out. You are old. That's what us old people do, is put batteries in the freezer. I remember that. Yep. How many of y'all still boil your strings? Who does that? Who boils your strings? Remember you used to boil them in hot water with a little vinegar in it? Come on now. What's up, Wayne? Wayne and Fleece in the house. Gabe Silva's in the house. Come on. 1970 stick stir. Leslie Wells, 1960s. You guys are old. Jesus. People are old. Not me. I'm not old. Vintage. I'm just messing with y'all. Y'all know I'm just funning. Y'all know I'm just having a little fun. That's it. Yeah, I don't know what that was all about. We're gonna have to go with that. We're just gonna have to go with that. I don't know what that was all about. Hopefully I don't find out on the gig this weekend. Jim Strain says he still stores all his batteries in the freezer. Is that really true? Can we fact check that? Is there any accuracy to this? Fleece, you would boil your strings. I boil. You see that? I can't even point out. You see that PV right there that I don't ever play? Man, I used to boil because couldn't afford no strings. Couldn't afford no strings at that time. So had to do them. You know what? We're good. I would still stretch these strings out just a wee bit, but that's all right. It doesn't always work, Leslie. Yeah, I don't know about that one, man. I don't know if if that's an old wives' tale or what that is, man. Ugh. Ugh. It's like you get your workout on. Not yet, Wayne. Not yet. Wayne be looking for the t-shirts, boy. Y'all see how much dust is on this? Y'all see how much dust is on this joint? Yeah, I got this bass when I was like 17. This bass. I would like never sell this bass, never. And then being the Prince fan that I am, and I was artistic. I made me a little New Power Soul stencil and sprayed on it. And this was a stencil I tried to make of it was like a Maybelline ad or something like that. But the girl looked so cool. She looked so cool that I had to do it. Yo, you know what though? I used this in marching band too, believe it or not. So when I was in high school, my sort of foray into the band was, what was hot at the time? The song that was hot at the time was Wipeout. Now I didn't tell y'all this bass was in tune. Oh God. Woo. Holy moly. Thing wasn't even close to being in tune. Whew. Y'all see that fly? And I hate when I'm looking at him. I let a fly in the house earlier today, and I'm looking at him. And he knows I'm looking at him. Or she. That song was out. And the band director asked me if I could play that with the band because our football team was doing a whole lot of winning, and there were 3 guys that they called the Fat Boys. And so it was parade season, and so she rented like this big old PV, 800-watt PV amp, and that was somebody put it on a cart, and they rolled the amp, and I'm with the marching band. Doing that. Yep. I'm about to take a shower after playing this bass. But now let me tell you about Benjamin Strange. And you can't hear the bass? You can't hear the bass? Y'all you know what? No. Oh, you know what? Dude, this whole time. Now y'all supposed to tell me when the sound ain't right. Because this whole time I thought that I had a certain mic on, and it was just coming out of the. Y'all supposed to let me know. Don't let me do that again. Don't let me do that again, y'all. This whole time I've been talking to you, I'm thinking that I'm going through one thing. So Benjamin Strange, like I said, I've had this bass since the 80s, and it's just come with me everywhere I've moved, everywhere. It has come with me. But this thing was in such bad shape. Neck was warped, all this. And Benjamin Strange heated this bass up, heated the neck up, and straightened the neck out. I mean, it was completely unplayable. It's like, I don't even know how I used to, because there's no space. There's hardly no space in between the neck and this dusty pickup here. You guys think this bass sounds good? Flea sent me like the complicated. I remember playing with the City News band when I was about 17, and we used to play. You stole my heart. All right, I'm gonna have to. Excuse me. Every time I like pull it out, I think, man, you got to clean this bass up and like this. I mean, there are. Christ, do y'all see how much dust is on this thing? Y'all see how much dust is on that thing? That's crazy. Anyway, I need to thank. Yeah, this bass is old. It's crusty. Who do I need to thank for bringing it to my attention that the sound, it's in Japanese. I can't say, now I can. Yeah, y'all got to let me know, man, when the sound is. Y'all know I don't roll like that. My fault. Yeah, this is ash and maple. Anyway, I'm getting off, man. I just wanted to hang out with y'all for a minute. So, I'm kind of proud of the new scenes. I'm kind of proud of the new scenes. So this gives me a chance to look at the new scenes, make sure they working right. What y'all think? I think it's kind of sexy. I'm talking about the scenes, not me. What song did I play in the marching band? On bass, I played Wipeout. A Wipeout, Before I Let Go. Yep. This bass is really just a showpiece at this point, or a nostalgia piece. I would never bring this out of the house to play this anywhere. There ain't no way. But I'll never get rid of it. That's for sure. Oh, and you know what else is the neck plate? I don't know if the neck plate was off. I feel like I might have. No, because Ben Strange did some work to it. So the neck plate is kind of backwards. And there's also some additional adjustment, I think, that you can get right there. So the neck plate isn't backwards. It's right where it's supposed to be. Yo, you know what bass I wish I still had? I'm not going to lie to you. The bass that I wish I still had was the PV Cirrus. Some basses are like ex-girlfriends. When you're like, yo, I really messed that one up. You know what I mean? That's awesome. That PV Cirrus, man, I wish I still had that PV Cirrus. That joint was out of control. Real good recording bass, too. It's not a growly bass, but it's definitely like I don't know. It's kind of in between a modern and a vintage kind of a sound, you know? Yeah. But I've been loving playing the P bass. Like in the house, I've been loving playing the P bass. Yeah, the PV Cirrus. If I could find a PV Cirrus that, like on the cheap, and I know I can't. I'm talking about, I had one of the first ones, one of the original ones, and At the time I got it, my credit was shot and all that. I had to I had to save up for it. So I was working, and I had it, I kid you not, this place called Music Unlimited in San Leandro, California. I put that joint on layaway, and I was going to drop money on it. Every time I got paid, I went to go drop a little money on it. That PV Sirius was amazing. You know what, Wayne? While you're talking about it, man, I know that you play Spectre basses quite a bit. Or are you just mainly a Spectre guy? Tell me. Are you just a Spectre guy? I'm curious about those basses as well. I don't think I've ever played a Spectre in my life. Not on purpose. Julius, you ain't lying. That's a great way to put it. It's almost like the PV Sirius was almost like the poor man's Ken Smith. I'm not calling you poor, but when I got my Sirius, I was definitely yeah. Leslie, has anybody ever put any? Does layaway even exist anymore? Is that a thing? I mean, I used to put so much gear on layaway. I put, okay, I'm gonna ask y'all if y'all know about this recorder called the Yamaha 4416. Yamaha 4416. Let me show you this thing, man. For a digital recorder, what the heck? What the hurt? That ain't what I want to show you. This thing, $142. Wow. $142? Leslie talking about Montgomery Wards. Did any of you guys use one of these things? That thing was amazing. That was an amazing recorder. I had the Tascam 424. I know y'all know about that. The Tascam 424, Sears Robot. And then Yamaha also came out with a mini disc multi-track. Y'all remember that? The mini disc was kind of like a CD, but kind of wasn't. They had like these little plastic casings on them. You guys remember those? Anyway, my whole point is, I'm absolutely amazed that you can buy a Yamaha 4416 for $142. I mean, the technology, it's completely antiquated, outdated technology at this point. But they were fantastic recorders. I might have paid $3,000 for mine when I got it, and you couldn't tell me nothing. Yep, 24. Yep. Those were the days, man. And what's crazy, I got recordings from the 90s, and I'm like, that didn't sound half bad. Excuse me. I have a confession to make to y'all. Should I make this confession right now? It explain why I'm coughing so much. I'm not going to tell y'all. Y'all don't need to know all that. But I'm healthy, though. Let's just put it there. Let's put it there. Knock on wood. That's what we're doing. My man said, damn, I was born in 1999. You might be too young to be in here, young fella. I'm teasing. I'm kidding. I am kidding. You are welcome here. Y'all smell that? Smells like Similac. Smells like Similac. Youngsters. I'm kidding. Yamaha TRB2. That was a dope one. Yep. Aside from the PV Sirius, I've always been. I had Sirius, and I had a Lakeland 5501. The Lakeland 5501 was my first 5-string. And I guess it was a Skyline. So that's like, Lakeland's Squire equivalent. And I had that. That was my first 5-string. And then after that, I put together a Warmoth thing. But I've really been a jazz style guy for a long time. Aside from this PV, I've been playing jazz style basses for years. He said it's hell being left-handed. I'm actually left-handed, Tiny. I don't know if you knew that. I am actually a left-handed person. But I couldn't play bass. The F basses are nice. I could not yeah, I'm curious to know. I'm curious to know about what Sire. Let me see what Sire got going on. Everybody's talking about Sire. Let me see what's happening here. You know what I need to do? I need to add a screen where, oh, you know what? Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. Watch this. What I'm about to do. Nope, don't do that. Hold on, y'all. You can never go wrong with a Fender Jazz. Yeah, to me, like a jazz bass is just like the most. That might be a stretch at this point. Now, the modern vintage that I have, the modern vintage bass that I have is dope. The 66, that joint is dope. I'm trying to share a screen with you guys, but hang on a second. Let me see here. Let me see what we're doing. Boom. We're going to do that. And then we're going to do this. And then we're going to do this. Man, I'm so glad that I'm not a guy who has like crazy stuff on his desktop, because y'all seeing all my business at this point. Oh, my business. Let's go custom. So we can drag this joint out like that. That's what I'm talking. Come on. Won't he do it? Look at that, y'all. My boy Trevor James plays one of those, Tiny. I think they're great. Let's see. Oh man, the site is off the hook now, right? I haven't even been to this site in forever. Excuse me. I am so sorry. Let's see. Crafted for musicians, priced for everyone. Love the tagline. It's a great looking website. 2025 models. Let's go. Ooh, hold up. Hold up, Sire. Yo, like Sire got like for real boutique basses now. Sire has. Now, I would never play something like this. That's me. Headless basses are hideous in my opinion, and they are, 6-string basses are 1 string too many. 5 is all I'm doing. See, a young person would say a headless bass. I'm messing. I'm messing with you, But nah, they just not really my thing. But this is an interesting looking instrument with the fan frets. I mean, wow. Okay. Let's go back over here to these. This right here, this P6-4 string, that looks quite interesting to me. This looks very interesting to me. Not feeling that. That's kind of cool. So I'm assuming that that's sort of a satin paint job. Oh, make your money, Marcus. Make your money. Edgeless for your comfort. Now, if that doesn't sound like who wrote the ad copy on this? Because every man in this live stream right now is thinking the same thing that I'm thinking. Where have you heard this kind of wording before? I'm gonna let y'all talk amongst yourselves. Because if I'm thinking it, you're thinking it. Stickster, the first dirty bird in the chat, you know exactly what I'm talking about. I would rethink that wording. Or maybe they're like marketing specifically to guys and they're like, everybody's going to get this. That could be it. That's some interesting stuff right there. Larry Carlton. Okay, these are guitars. I don't know any. Oh, wow. Yeah, I love a good PJ. I don't own. I had a PJ that I just gave to my cousin, whose name is actually PJ, and we never even made that connection. We never even talked about it. The V series, V5, new colors. Okay. Okay, with the roasted neck. I don't really have any thoughts on fan frets, Tiny. And you know, the reason why I really don't is, you know, I know people rock that. I think those are like for the real, you know. I'm like a in the streets kind of guy. You know what I mean? Like, I came up playing this, you know, this boat anchor. And even when I was younger, yes, I just dropped it on the ground. It's been dropped several times, and I'm more concerned about my floor than I am about it. All those years, I kept breaking stands, and I never knew why I kept breaking stands because I'm, you know, slow. And it's like, bro, the bass is super heavy. Yeah, that torrified. Oh, what is this? What is this? It's hideous, but what is this? Oh, it's got the extra little cutaway. Okay. 24 frets, passive. Man, I wonder if I can get Sire to send me a bass. What y'all think? Y'all think I could do that? What do you think I would have to do? Look at Tiny saying, look at the V8. Ooh. Yeah. Ooh. Ooh. Yo, I would fool with this right here. Just on looks alone, I would fool with this. That's my steez right here. Yes. Aesthetically, I really like that. I got some clout now, right, Stickster? I got some clout. I said, man, don't you know? Hey, don't you know who I am? Stop it. Oh my gosh. I said, don't you know who I am? There's this brother I've been following on. I haven't been following him. I've been kind of lightweight stalking him on Instagram, and he's always like, "You don't know who I am." And I think it's funny, but I think he did like a reverse troll thing, and now he's like blowing up on social media. Hey man, do your thing. Tiny, what did you say, dude? What did you say? Look at. You said the V what? Yeah, the matching headstock is dope. Tiny said, "Look at." I lost his comment. Don't be afraid to pronounce my name. I can't pronounce it. How do you... Fouls. He said, look at the V8 with the roasted neck. The V8 with the roasted neck. Let's see. V8 with the roasted neck. Fouls. Foos. Sire definitely stepped. Oh, yeah. They definitely stepped up the game. Now I'm going to tell you because I have had a couple of Sires. I had a 4-string Sire, and I had a 5-string Sire. I put a video out it was a first generation Sire, and that thing was damn near heavier than the it was heavier than the doggone PV. Okay, it wasn't heavier than the PV. I had to block a very well-known bass player because he trolled me hard behind. I won't say his name, but he trolled me so hard about that video. I'm going to tell you the thing that I don't like about the Sire basses. And it's going to sound really hypocritical at this point, because that bass right there has 5 knobs, but the knob configuration on the V7s feels too congested for me, for my taste. And that's just me. Because if I were trying to change, when I was playing one, and I was touring with a well-known singer at the time. Yeah, the preamps it just feels too congested, and I was like, oh shit, I need to adjust something on the fly, and I don't feel like I can. The Marcus Miller logo always looks crooked on these basses. Anyone else see? Now, I'm gonna say something that's gonna sound weird. And I'm just prefacing it because I love Marcus Miller. I don't like having his name front and center, like his first and his last name front and center on the headstock. I know a lot of bass players that kind of feel weird about that as well. And that's an ego. That's totally an ego thing. That was my only point I had to say about that. Wayne, if you talk to Sire, man, I just don't know which one of these guys I would want to try first. If you guys were me and you had an opportunity, if you had just an inkling of a chance to get a bass to try out from Sire, what would it be? Which bass would it be? Which would it be? What is... Ooh. Yo. I don't like gold hardware, but... Yeah, Big Son, you got a point there. you got a massive point there. Can't argue with that at all. Not at all. Soul Star, what's good? UK in the house. London town. What is this thing? Yo. Man, they have really stepped up the marketing and all that. I mean, just like the photos, everything about this site. You know, when you guys remember when Sire first came out and they felt hella homegrown, and now it's like, you know, it's you're dealing with some real stuff. Wow, that's nice. That's nice. That's really nice. Okay, let's see. Let's see what these P bases look like. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Come on with it, Sire. I love how like it's like shaped just enough to look like a P base, but just enough not. That whole patent thing is funny, isn't it? Did I tell you guys? All I can say is go test it out at the store and you'll walk out with one or two. All right. I got to tell y'all. I didn't tell y'all what I'm getting. Did I? Who's been kicking it with me here this long? Let me show you. We got to get off Sire site for a minute. I'm about to show you. I got one of these joints coming in like June. One of these guys. I don't even remember what model it is. I'm getting an how do you pronounce it? Atelier Z. I'm getting one of these, but it's ash maple. The one that I'm getting is ash maple. Trickfish preamp. Black. Cause like I'm like I don't know. Maybe like I'm like a simple old guy at this point. You know, like some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Like even the music that you like, you're kind of like, I like this music. You know, the new music is aight, but you know. Let me see. Hang on a second. Let me see if I could tell y'all the specs of this bass that I'm getting. From Japan, yeah. Coming in from Japan. Let's see. It's been so long since I ordered it. So I gotta and see, I was supposed to go back out of the country in the summer. I'll probably still go by the end of the year, but now I've committed to going to Vid Summit as well. So we'll see. I don't want to look for my email while I got you guys on here, because that would just be weird. There it is. I'm going to read off the specs to you. All right, you ready? And then I don't want to show you the pricing either that I got, because, you know, I got a wee bit of love. Pardon me. So we got a maple neck with black inlays. All right, because that's my get down. That's my steez. 5-string, because that 5-string to me is better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it. Jazz bass body, two-piece. I said two-piece. Two-piece ash body. Fouls, you beat me to the punch. Two-piece ash, yep. Chrome hardware. I never knew how to pronounce gato. It's one of those, the bridge. 18 millimeter spacing. Pardon me. Clear pick guard with the pickup fence. We got the Trickfish preamp. I put a Trickfish in my Mike Low, and I'm going to tell you, that is such a musical, really usable preamp. You know, some preamps are like, y'all know what I'm talking about. Like, you just turn a little bit and, you know, you turn the highs up just a little bit and it feels like you're about to, like, slice somebody's ear off. The Trickfish is like a little bit goes a long way. Very usable. Yeah, man. Files, yes. Black inlays. I love that look. I miss some of y'all on the chat. Let's check out the gallery. Because quite honestly, I forgot that I ordered the bass. And then I was like, ooh, I ordered this bass. Mike Low basses are the truth. Mike signed the bass that I have from him at NAMM one year. And I really got turned on to Mike Low basses through Daryl Anders. Because he had a 4-string Mike Low that was just like stupid. It was dope. And I bought my Low as a graduation present for myself. I prefer jazz basses. Excuse me. I do prefer jazz basses over P basses. You know, it's just what I'm used to. Good googly. Ooh, look at this. Nah. The colors. Oh my goodness. I don't know about this pickup configuration at all. But the colors are dope. That's sexy. Y'all see that fleece? You see that? Stichter says, I need to learn how to do this. How to put these comments. I need to play a Trickfish in person. The comment doesn't stay too long. I need to play a Trickfish in person. I have a couple of basses with the John East preamp. Yeah. I haven't heard that name in a minute. The John East. That's an expensive preamp too. Hey, that's hot. Nice. Now this is, you know, a 5-string P bass seems kind of weird to me, but I fool with that. I love that color green. It does remind me of that bass you put together, Fleece. Fleece put together this. Purple Rain tribute bass. Really, really dope. Jazz bass. Huh. Sherwood green. Yeah, that's sexy. That's nice. I might even put a black pick guard on that. You guys definitely know when I get this Altilier Z, I'll do a live unboxing, like a for real unboxing. Leslie says 111. 111. Aki. Thank you. Is it Aki? Am I pronouncing it correctly? I was just in South Korea almost a year ago. Well, I was in the airport, and it was so nice. It was so beautiful. Like, I like Asia. But I was only in the airport. I wish I could have, like, kicked it. Damn, this one? 111? Yeah, that's cool. That's cool for sure. Now, what is this monstrosity? Yeah, I don't know about this. I don't know about this. This, I don't know about. What is that, 6 string? I can't count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep. Nope. 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 Not at all. That's interesting. I don't know about it either. Not something that I would play. But I could see like a youngster with like one of these young pop bands or whatever playing one of these. It would be great. So I'm going to retire. I ordered the Altilier Z because I'm going to retire one of my 5 strings. And don't nobody get at me. I'm not retiring it as in selling it. I'm retiring it as in retiring it. Anywho. Man, I did not plan on being on here with y'all. See, y'all come to kick it. Come check me out on tomorrow. Tomorrow is going to be like a teaching day, talking about thumb stuff. So mark your calendras. Mark your calendras. We're going to be talking about thumb stuff. And by that, I mean thumping, plucking, slapping, popping, palm muting. We're going to talk about that. Yeah, this is cool. Somebody else said something. Foul says Lakeland vibes. Yep. Leslie Wells says 45. Let me take a look at 45 real quick. Oh, yeah, that's cool. Yeah, that's cool. I like the why can't I call what that is again? You know what I'm talking about. The figuring in the wood. All right, y'all. I'm about to hop off here. I guess I should actually tune this bass and set it up a little bit now that I've changed my strings. Tomorrow is going to be 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. So I'm in Central Standard Time, so 7:30 p.m. And definitely going to be talking about thumb, the grain. Thank you, Faust. The grain. That's when you know it's either time to eat or something. And I haven't eaten today. I've eaten cashews. Why what, Wayne? Wayne, we gotta do better, bro. Why what? Wayne knows me. Wayne texts me. I don't know what why means. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow. 7:30. 7:30. p.m. Central Standard Time. All right? Stickster, good seeing you too. Aki, good meeting you. Leslie Wells, good to see you all the time. Tiny, always a good time. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. All right? Peace.